Morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Common Ground. Your two favorite political commentators, at least we hope we are. I'm Chris. That's Josh. I'm the rowdy Republican. He is the delirious Democrat. So we're going to get right into it. As we promised last week, we've been hitting Trump up pretty hard. So this week we're going to try to talk about Biden. He got himself in quite a bit of trouble too. I mean, we can kind of intermingle that with his son, I guess. That's kind of in some of this. I have about as much interest in talking about him anymore as I do Donald Trump. But it is our duty to bring this to everyone's attention and see what Josh and I agree on, what we disagree on. So, Josh, you want to talk about Joe Biden today?
Yeah, man, I know this is the one opportunity that, you've been waiting on this one on this episode here. So, yeah, it's just a lot of things have been going on and we knew we were gonna cover this eventually. It was just a matter of time. We just wanted more information. Me and Chris just didn't want to talk out, just hearing whatever else is saying or everybody else's talking points. So, we decided to look into it a little bit more and just kind of, give you what we believe about it. So, yeah, they've been this has been going on since the 2016 election. If you go back, and allegations have been kind of circulating around Biden and the whole Biden family. To be honest, like he said, Hunter Biden is very much involved in this. Um, so yeah, and Republicans are starting their investigations into this several years later. But yeah, let's get down to it, man. Let's see what they
So,
got.
I
Let's
mean,
see what they
there's a lot to unpack here, and in spirit of trying to keep everyone's attention, we're just going to pick out a few key points. I think you can go back in this stuff for years. You can do that with any of them, really. But the facts that are at hand right now is a lot of influence peddling, and supposedly he's involved with Hunter Biden's business dealings. He claims that he's not or wasn't. I disagree from what I'm reading. But they've come with this new bombshell. What's it? An FD? What is it? FD
uh,
1023 or something?
1023 form. Yes.
Yeah. So that's basically a form that the FBI has from a whistleblower that came to them with this information. There's not a whole lot to say about it. I haven't seen it. No one's put it out. I hold the Republicans responsible for that. I mean, Chuck Grassley, Comer, they're all talking about it. They've seen it. Supposedly, I think all of Congress has seen it. I haven't seen it. I've heard what they said about it. I'd like to see it. To my knowledge, it's not classified information. I guess to them and the FBI it is. I don't know. But basically, they have some whistleblower information that um, Joe has a lot of poor business dealings. I think there's actually more than one, if I ain't mistaken, and one of them has recordings of its own between Hunter Biden and a business people. I think they were Ukrainian. I don't know. I don't even have all the facts here because I don't care. I care about as much about this as I do about Trump's indictment. And then there's supposedly two recordings actually between this individual and Joe Biden. Most of them are between Hunter and this individual. I haven't seen them either. Haven't heard any transcripts of them. So, do I think it's all possible? Probably. Yeah. I think corruption goes deep in this government on both sides. That being said, it's all allegations at this point. The allegations to me seem credible. Um, what else do we do? I mean, they have information. We're not allowed to see it. It's not classified. It's damning evidence, so we're being told, which I believe it probably is, but we can tie this into the Justice Department. I don't know.
They, listen, from what Republicans claim, this would be the crime of the century. They're accusing a former vice president of accepting a $5 million bribe from the Ukrainians from Burisma. Uh, like I said, over the past couple of years, the story has just been bubbling up, and I haven't been interested because nobody's ever shown any evidence. It's always been hearsay, or I heard from this, or we have a whistleblower saying this, or so. I looked into it. I looked into all of the stuff that they have. You know, what is in that FD 1023 report? What is, who has these recordings? Where are they? Has anybody heard the recordings? So they're basing their information off of a foreign national, off of a third party. He's saying that there are recordings. So this
That
is
he has to
not
cover he has somebody has something to cover their own ass if they need it.
yeah,
I'm understanding it's not
yeah,
even the actual CEO of the company; it's a third party,
a third
which
party. So this is what they're claiming, and this is what they keep feeding us. And mind you, this is it's years. This isn't a new allegation that just came out 2 months ago or 8 months ago or a year ago. Years they've been saying the same thing. So we don't have Republicans, and in fact, there's some Republicans that even doubt that the tape exists. James Comer is not sure that the tape exists. Jim Jordan is not sure that the tape exists. Out of the other one, Grassley is not sure that the tape exists. So all of these guys are, and don't take my word for it. Please look it up yourself because this even though like it didn't interest me in all this, but it does have to do with politics, and they are trying to push forward a narrative that I don't believe it's there. So look into it yourself. All the evidence that they do have is out in the public. The only thing that they are alleging that they don't have is which the FBI actually let them read the transcript behind closed doors. So the committee that's investigating this let them read the transcript of the recording that they have. So Congress members have this. There's nothing that's stopping them. Like Chris said, it's not classified. They can literally hold a press conference tonight to give us all the evidence that
and
they have, all of it.
and that's the
But they won't,
problem.
and they don't. And there's a reason for it because they don't have it. And you guys should it
I
behooves
don't. We
you to
don't know.
actually
We
look
don't.
into it. Like just do a little bit of research yourself because what they're alleging are very high crimes. What they have is very little evidence.
Yeah. Well, we don't know whether they have it or not. But the argument to be had is
But
if you
they
have it, where is it? And I'll have that
right,
argument with
exactly,
the
because they're
Republican Party. I
saying
mean, they we have all these mechanisms to promote transparency, and here's the perfect one. We have documents that aren't classified. They were supposedly heavily redacted for a lot of Congress. I think Chuck Grassley and Comer got to see the whole thing with the exclusion of a couple snippets in a skiff. I guess the skiff is a little secret room that they have. Um, my biggest frustration with this is it all possible and plausible? Absolutely. I don't think Joe Biden is squeaky clean. I don't think his son is squeaky clean. However, they're just like Donald Trump. They're all allegations at this point. And no one's
no, but
giving me anything.
there's a difference though because people are comparing this like oh it's the same thing as Donald Trump. No, it's not. Donald Trump has an indictment, and you can go and read the indictment, and you could see the evidence that they have against Donald Trump. This is an allegation, and literally they will not present. They refuse to present evidence. Grassley has whatever evidence that he needs. Grassley already has it. Comer, whatever evidence he needs, he already has it. Do you really believe in your heart of hearts that if Comer had evidence of Biden or Hunter doing any misdeeds, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was given access to this. Do you believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene is somehow like not giving up this information to protect Joe Biden? If
That's
you
the
believe that, I have some oceanfront properties to sell you in Iowa.
That's a
It's
that's a
improbable.
question. That's a question that is a good argument, and I don't have a good answer of why we're not getting this information. We get. Do I think that there's corruption on the Biden family level? Yes. I mean, you get rich, well, very wealthy, being a public servant, which he is, and I know they have other things, book deals, and all this other stuff. But there's a lot of ties to the Biden family that don't sound good to me. Yet again, allegations. But how do we fix this?
But
We
just
fix it
but
by
just
putting
because
this
something doesn't
information out to
sound
public.
good though, yeah, right, right. Let us see it because if something doesn't sound good, maybe we should be aware of this. Why are you guys hiding this information? Why are you guys withholding it? They didn't withhold information for Trump. There was meetings, there was committees, there was two impeachments. There's been two indictments. Um, if you really have this evidence, there is nothing stopping you from coming forward and presenting it. Which is what kind of ugs me about the whole thing, is because you have half of this country that are believing these, and they're just waiting. They just know that Biden is corrupt somehow, but they have no evidence. But these same people with a ton of evidence against Trump, they're like, oh nope, Justice Department is corrupt. I'm not believing that. But they will believe some allegations that there's zero evidence behind. Like I
Well,
said,
no,
I tried looking into this
I think
myself because
there's
I'm.
evidence, but it's snippets of evidence that we
But
get fed
where
to
is
us
it?
that you can't really put your finger on anything with what we get. We're getting hearsay from everybody, and
Right. But
the
what
easiest
evidence
way
do they
around
have
that,
that what
the
evidence do they have that Biden took a $5 million bribe? Like any evidence? Any?
well, this goes
Do they have
back.
any?
Well, yeah, I mean, this goes back way back to the Shulkin deal, which I ain't even going to go back that far. But there
I wish we
is,
would, because that's another one, and you guys should look into the Shokin guy. That's the Republican talking point. You know, the Shokin. Look into Victor Shokin. Look into why they fire him. If somebody on this show can provide me evidence that Victor Shokin was had an investigation against Burisma, I will PayPal you $50 tonight. Tonight, you show me evidence that Victor Shokin had any type of investigation against Burisma, Hunter Biden, anybody, and I
that's
will
why
I
they
will
wanted,
PayPal you $50. That's my word. Do it, please.
but
Look
that's
for
why they
evidence,
wanted
because
him.
there is none. But this talking
That's
point
why they
keeps
wanted him
persisting.
gone, though. So there wasn't an investigation. But neither here nor
No,
there.
and again, if somebody can provide evidence, I will PayPal you $50 tonight. If Because I tried looking for it, I'm like, well, that's a lot of people
Well,
saying the
there
same
was
thing.
no.
There has to be something behind it. Look it
No,
up.
he didn't
Like
investigate
I'm
anything
begging
because
you guys.
he was gone before that all happened. But neither here nor
They
there. Back to today, the issue at hand, because we got to do a show, several segments in one show if we're going to go all over the place here. Back to Joe Biden. I mean, is that evidence? You and I are going to disagree on that. Do I think there's some interesting things that should be discussed, possibly investigated? Absolutely. I don't see it happening. And that goes back to the two tiers of justice. I do believe we have an issue there. But that's my opinion. I'm not going to say that's a fact, because I think we have a lot of good people in the Justice Department. I do think at the upper tiers we have issues. As far as Joe goes, here's the easiest solution to me, with the issue at hand. Do I think it's very possible he's guilty? Yeah, absolutely. But with what we're being told that the Republicans have, which I'm one of, I need to see the shit. Okay, I've seen the Trump indictment. Do I agree with the whole thing? No, not at all. But I've seen it. I've seen the papers. I've heard. All I've seen now for the Biden issue is nothing. If we have it, let's see it and let's get investigations going. It's
and
truly
But
that
this is a
simple to me.
that's a great point right there, though, because you're sure that Biden is corrupt. You're just sure of it, but you've never seen any evidence.
No, I
You've
didn't say
seen
I'm sure.
evidence.
No, I didn't say I'm sure of it. I'm reasonably sure it's plausible. Um,
Okay.
I'm
But
not saying
you've
I'm sure of
seen
anything.
you we haven't seen a recording. We haven't seen not even a transcript of the recording. Nobody's come out and gave
I mean,
who has the recording, any
the
of this stuff. But you won't believe that.
well,
But you will
supposedly
believe
the
that, but you
third.
won't believe an indictment. Like, that's crazy.
No, I believe in the indictment. I don't agree with the entire indictment and how we got there, but it's there. I can hold it. It's tangible. I can see it. And my problem with a lot of this Joe Biden stuff, regardless of what my opinion is, it's divisive to the country, because we're being told something, and then people have a human nature to gravitate towards that's true. I do as well.
Yeah.
The stuff may be true. I don't know, but there's only one way to get to the bottom of this. Give me that document. Put that thing up on whitehouse.gov, that 1023 document, and tell me what you have. Um, it's
Yeah.
plausible to me, but I'm not going to sit here and convict anybody without the evidence. I don't have it. I'm being told
It's
something
it's
that I can't hold it. I can't see it. and I
Yeah,
hold the
it's
Republicans
plausible, just
responsible for
like,
that.
yeah, anything is plausible. Anything, Joe Biden could be the biggest criminal on earth. However, me myself, like that's just like people that read a headline and they'll never go back to it. So, and another thing that gets on my nerves is that this is already out in the world. People already misconception or have preconceptions about Biden. Oh, Biden is guilty. Biden and his son are 100% guilty. They took bribes. That's all they read. They will never go in depth into, okay, well, let me see the allegations. Let me see that FD 1023 form. Let me see what the whistleblower said. Let me see any evidence that you guys have. Most Americans will never go that far. They just read that headline, which is on Fox
Yeah.
News right now. Fox is, Biden accepts $5 million bribe. Never look into it again. And it's out there in the
I
world,
mean,
and they
there's
will never come back to correct that story. And that's a problem because most Americans aren't going to read past that headline, aren't going to come back to the subject. They just think in their
I mean,
mind that he's guilty, and
there's
that's wrong.
and again, we have that document. We have supposedly we're being told that there's all kinds of banking statements and suspicious activity reports. Okay, I hear you, but and again, I support Donald Trump and his battle against the system. Cool. I'm over that. Don't want to talk about it anymore. But I, as the Republican that I am, I don't understand why my party's not bringing me the stuff that they say that. To be quite honest,
I'll
it's
tell
the
you
biggest frustration I
because it's a
have about
lie.
this whole Joe Biden thing. Um, because as plausible as it sounds in my mind and maybe factual, they're not giving me anything, and they are directly. I hold them directly responsible for this. That's my own party, folks. Because
And
they,
one more thing I just want to bring across. While it is the Republicans have all the cards in this. They can, like I said, there's nothing stopping them. They go on Fox News every night to whatever talking point they have. They'll be on Fox News tonight. You could tune in and you'll see they'll be peddling talking point. Why are they not showing us this evidence? They have this evidence. Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the most extreme members of Congress, has seen evidence supposedly of Joe Biden being corrupt. So you have to believe in your mind that Marjorie Taylor Greene has seen evidence of Joe Biden's corruption, but yet is keeping her mouth shut somehow to protect Biden. Maybe I don't know.
you know,
However it
look,
makes sense in your mind, that's fine. But I will remind you guys that this started during Trump's administration. Trump had Bill Barr, who he appointed. Bill Barr appointed a special prosecutor to look into this. That special prosecutor, mind you, they were all these are all Republicans that I'm talking about. Bill Barr, the prosecutor that he appointed, the acting U.S. attorney that they gave that to, Wise, was the one that was handling this. So there's been three different Republicans appointed by Trump who have looked into this for 5, 6 years now. Zero evidence, zero charges. So that's what you should be looking into, and you should be asking yourself why. Why did the
look,
Republicans have all this information and there's been no
and,
charges?
and
There's a reason. Bill Barr told you guys there's nothing there.
that begs the question of the dysfunction of the government. I am a Republican. I'm a pretty hardcore Republican, but it's a belief I have in my heart. I think there's corruption all over the place, and it goes into my own party. I'm not going to mince my words. I don't understand why we can't get to the bottom of this relatively quickly. Am I a fan of Joe Biden? No, not at all. Never will be. Sorry, he's just an old senile fool that's in the way of everybody right now. He's our guy right now. Am I supporting him? Am I trying to justify that he did or didn't do it? No, I don't like the guy. I'm never going to like him. I think it sucks. I think his policies suck. But to keep the facts straight here, we could solve this very quickly. This is the unification that we could have. How about they get this information out today and we all get to look at these unredacted, non classified forms that they read in a secure environment in one of these skiffs. There's some kind of a security something room. Why is
The
there
secret
nothing here
compartmentalized. Yeah.
except we saw it and nothing's classified? That's my biggest argument, more so than even did he do it or didn't he do it. I have the personal belief that he probably did something, but can I sit here and effectively be judge, jury, and executioner for Joe Biden? No. Does that not mean I like him? Does not mean I'm supporting anything about it. It just means what are my Republicans doing up here at the upper levels and hiding from me? I'm one of their own. What are you hiding from me? You guys in on something too? I don't know, but it doesn't look good. Whether I do or don't agree with did it happen, didn't happen, it doesn't look good as a government that is supposed to be representing us on two different sides. I have a problem with that. And that's not
Yeah,
me
I
turning
think
on my own people. That's not me saying, oh, I'm going to support Joe Biden. He's definitely innocent. I doubt it. Maybe. I don't know. But nobody's giving me anything to work with. And this is going to go on again. This will be just like the Trump indictment, which is going to go on right up through the elections. These are divisive tactics that they're going to use on both sides to keep us at bay down here. That's where I'm at with all this. And the Republicans, you guys need to step up and grow a backbone and need to start giving me the information you say you have. And this problem is
yeah.
solved.
Yeah, we'll continue to wait on that information because I will gamble a lot of money, and I'm not a gambler, man. I'll gamble a lot of money that zero comes out of this. Like I said, for me to believe that this is true, I'd have to believe that they had it during the Trump administration, and for some odd reason, Biden was Trump's favorite guy, and Trump didn't want to release this information. The same thing with kind of Hillary, and we had 4 years of Trump. He had his hand-picked attorney generals, Department of Justice, all these people. He wanted investigation. Talk about election interference. Trump asked these people to open investigations. Which people would be up in an uproar right now if Biden asked, anyone from his Justice Department to open up an investigation. But that's the two tier justice system that we're working with. But
Well,
I will say, if Republicans come out and they do have evidence, they hold a press conference tonight. They have evidence, of the $5 million bribe. They have evidence. They released these recordings. I will eat my words. I will come back on here next week. I'll make sure I'll do an episode by myself, just saying how wrong I was. But I do not see that happening. Another thing, we should strengthen the liberal laws in this country because currently, any politician's allowed to say any crazy thing that comes out of their head. They can literally get on TV and say, um, "I saw Joe Biden with aliens last night, and they're planning to take over the world." They're allowed to say this legally. And they'll have people that will believe them, and there's no repercussions for it. There's no
you know,
consequences for it. We need to
part of
strengthen our liberal laws, and Joe Biden should be able to sue all these people because holding them up for 6, 7 years saying the same thing with zero evidence, that shouldn't happen to
yeah,
anybody.
but here's the problem. We don't know if there's evidence or not. We're being told there is, but we're not being allowed to
Right,
see
but
it.
only
Which is
one party has it. It's the Republicans, and they don't
I'm not
release it.
arguing
So
that.
I can't believe evidence. I can't believe, like, hey, I know they have something. They're just holding it for a special time. Like, I
I,
don't believe that
I'm
because if
not
they would have
arguing
had
that.
evidence,
I'm not arguing that one bit.
Marjorie Taylor Greene called Biden a liar, like in Congress, in a session of Congress. Trust
Well, how
me, she
about
has
this?
no filter.
How
She
about this?
would love it.
How about this? I'm calling them all liars because
Yeah, hey,
what it
you know,
looks to me like here is you're never going to convince me there's not corruption all across the place, all over the place. We don't get away with the corruption down here at our level. We got to pay for theirs. For people
yeah,
that want to show me or Josh, some interest. Now's the good time to get engaged in what's going on here because it is a good conversation to be had. And what we're trying to do here is bring unity down here at our level. And one of the ways we can do that is just because you're a Republican doesn't mean you got to agree with our politicians that are Republican, and vice versa on the Democrat side.
yeah, yep.
They all should be entitled to the truth. So should we. I don't think we're being given the truth about. You're not going to want to hear this, but Donald Trump or Joe Biden, um, uh, uh, innocent or guilty, Trump, Biden, we're not given the information. We're given what the media wants us to hear, which is going to keep us divided, keep us butting heads down here. And as far as the media on the right, you guys are just as bad. You're telling me about all this stuff, but you ain't showing me nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Show me evidence. Listen, that's the one thing that I think me and Chris can agree on. If you show me evidence, if they put this in a court of law and they have um, they have any evidence, I would be willing to look at it. I'd be willing to
You know,
if I'm wrong, I'll change my mind. I'm not infallible. However,
assume
I just
this.
got to go off of what they give us.
Assume this as just average everyday Americans. I'm kind of over the Democrat Republican fight now, because I don't know. I'm not there. I wasn't in that secret skiff. But to me, the real battle is down here now. We all got to figure out the fact that they have problems. There's some sick people in this government that never leave. And we need to clean them out and get people in there that we can get in there. And that's all I have to say about this. Am I This is a defining moment to me for the Republican Party. Um, let's go, folks. Let's see what you got here, because we're going to do this
Hey,
for
we're
this.
all at the
This is going to
poker
go on the
table.
same amount of time as Trump does. This will go up to the election. Oh, we have this now. We got that. Now we got. Oh, there's more of this stuff coming. Okay, we're going to do that right till November next of the next election. I mean, on both sides, are we going to keep doing this?
It's, I mean, and usually I agree with you to both sides, but it's really not. Trump is in a court. He's in criminal court. That things go as they go. They will proceed along as they usually do in a court of law. This, Republicans could come out right now and give a press conference. There's nothing stopping Republicans. There's nothing to delay. Biden can't delay Republicans from giving a press conference. This is all one
Here,
side. So normally I agree
here's
with
the
you, both
question.
sides, blah blah.
Here-
Not this one. This one is, it's
well,
clear cut. I would
well, it does
encourage
take both.
everyone to read into the allegations.
The question is this: where are these documents? And why can't we see them?
Yeah.
That's the meat and potatoes of this whole conversation, because we can go on and on and on about Biden and his son and Hunter, and we can go on and on about this. My immediate point is, where are these documents at? Where are these recordings? I know CNN just put out the Trump recording. They got leaked to CNN from what he said in Mar-a-Lago. I listened to that. Not going to get into that rabbit hole because I'm over all this. But where are these recordings that they have, and where is this one document? That's all I'm asking. Where's this one document? And then you're going to be able to guide me in a direction of forming my opinion as a United States citizen. Of Then I can actually form an opinion whether the guy's corrupt or not. Is it very possible? Yeah, but I got nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah. Republicans, I mean, it's all on you. Show your cards. We're at the poker table. Everybody has been dealt their cards. Flip your cards over. Let's see what you got. There's no more bluffing. How much more are you going to keep bluffing? Saying, you have two aces in your hand, and you have a
And
two and a three.
everybody out there
Um, so
that wants to engage in the better future of this country, you old Republicans need to get after these people just as much as I do and say, listen, we got it. We got the talking points, but now we need to hold shit in our fingers and see what's up. We need
yep.
to hold our government officials responsible. Right, left, Democrat, it don't matter to me. Um, they have to be held accountable. And we can go down this road all day long with Joe Biden. What did happen? I don't know. I wasn't there at any of this stuff. But the one little piece of tangible evidence we have, I can't have it.
It's not tangible. We can't hold it. We don't have
And,
it. We
and,
don't see it.
and
We're just hearing hearsay. Um,
not to disagree, to agree with you, but until I see it, it literally is not tangible.
yeah, tangible is what you can see, what you can feel, what you can hear. Yeah, none of that. So,
Listen, I got a
yeah,
headache
brother,
now. I'm done with this fucking
I was
thing.
just about to say we can keep going back and forth over this.
Yeah.
The one thing, like I said, I'll agree with Chris on is if there is evidence, they put it forward. Let us see it. Let the American public see it. Let us decide for ourselves. If Hunter Biden is a criminal, if Joe Biden is a criminal, I mean, if both of them are criminals, I will also prescribe to that. But you can't just call somebody a criminal here, not show any evidence. But if it comes out Joe Biden's a criminal, I will come back on this show and you guys will see me, do put as much investigative effort and everything into Joe Biden as I do with Trump or
And
with any
no,
Republican.
Joe, I
I
don't
don't hold
like
any
you, and
cut
I'm not
cards.
voting for you. So don't think I'm siding with you. You just shut up and go away. All these fucking people, man. My head's going to explode. I just want to.
Guys,
Can we
thank you guys
live
for
normal
watching
lives in
here.
this country?
Yeah. I long for the days of I just heard an Obama speech the other day and it ah, man, I miss just the normal days of politics. But um
I don't miss
thank
them
you guys. I
either,
mean,
but
unless you have anything
you're
else
entitled to your
to
opinion.
I hey, just give me George W. Bush would be a huge improvement right now and yeah. Um
We got
but
to get back to some sort of normality, man.
we
All this
do.
corruption. You and I don't agree on the depth of it, but I think we kind of agree that it's there. And there's no transparency with our media, with our politicians. And here's a perfect example. And we need the transparency to move forward. The
Yep.
hiding, the secrets, the corruption, the insider trading that they can do that we can't. Come on, man. Come on.
Yep. So,
Anyway,
yeah,
that's all I got to say before my
yeah.
fucking head explodes all over the house here.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in another week. I know this was a little bit longer than what we wanted to, but we thought it was important. And just so, we're not just sitting here constantly bashing Trump or you guys don't see us, constantly doing episodes on the Republicans. It's both sides. And our show, we agreed that we're not going to hold anybody in special territory here. We're just whatever's in the news, we're going to cover. We're going to give you guys our sides to it. So, thank you guys for joining us. We definitely appreciate it. We've been thanking you guys for tuning in every week after week with us and hanging around. Um, yeah, comment. Let us know what you guys think. I know some people want to get in there and tell me how dumb I am for believing
I can tell you
in Biden
that.
and all that.
I'll
But
tell you he's
show me
dumb.
show me some evidence. Put it down in the comments. If you guys have some secret evidence that we don't have, let me know. Show me some evidence here, and I will
Yeah.
gladly look it over. But
Participate in the
yeah, man.
conversation, man. Everybody needs to participate. And it gets ugly and it gets
Mhm.
dry and it gets boring. But it is the one way that we have to have a say in our country is to engage in these conversations. And hopefully we get this government turned around someday in the next 8 or 9,000 years. Anyway,
Yeah.
I gotta go. I got shit to do. I'm tired of Joe. I'm tired of Trump. I'm tired of all this shit. I got other things to fuck out of here, man.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. As
Yeah,
always,
like,
like,
subscribe,
share,
share. Did
comment,
you ring the
subscribe,
bells and all the YouTube shit? We got to fight the
all
YouTube
that stuff
algorithm
coming.
to get us going here, folks. So do all the YouTube
Yeah.
shit
Help us
and,
out.
and get us moving here.
Yep. Have a good night, folks. Thank you for tuning in.
See you, Josh.